Mariuch, she does the hoochie-macooch on the Coney Isle. She make me smile when she goes a like a this and she goes a like a that. Someone goes a like a that. Hey, watch out, you break a you back. When you Mariuch, she does the hoochie-macooch. My name is Doris Coatzen, a.k.a. Bambi Jones, a.k.a. Bambi Brooks, a.k.a. Evangeline the Oyster Girl, a.k.a. Miss Joey Namath, a.k.a. Miss Davina coming out of a water tank, a.k.a. Holly Sims, and so forth and so forth and so forth. I live in Greenwich, Connecticut. I live in the backcountry. They're naturally in shock that there's a burlesque Bambi living in the backcountry, sitting in the rocking chair, making pasties, beating pasties, and making G-strings. I started in 1949, and I was in and out of it, I call it the burlesque closet. And my daughter married Montel Williams, and he was the first black Marine to graduate Annapolis. So we were guests of honor, VIPs, many times, and I was there sweating. I hope none of them remember me from back in the day, you know, Baltimore, the block.
I was married to the president of the Pharmaceutical Association for the state of Nevada. And we went to a lot of political dinners, and Mr. Harry Reid was one of my husband's friends. I was in the closet. I lost my husband 16 years ago. I've been out of the closet.
Burlesque is part of it's Americana. It's a piece of our history that cannot be denied.
Goodness, where did you get those beautiful diamonds?
Goodness had nothing to do with it.
I'm so glad.
Burlesque, the word burlesque is from the Italian word burla, which means to pantomime, to make fun of. And that's what, you know, we do. In the very beginning, there was no stripping. It was comedy. Burlesque was comedy. And they used to have dancers in between while the comics changed for their next routine. And one time, one of the ladies that was doing a dance routine in between had to make a couple of changes. So she overdressed. She put the costume for her third number first, and then the second one in the first. And one night she was running short of time, and she was crossing the stage, but before she could get to the wing, she started changing for the next show, which meant she started disrobing. And the audience thought it was a tease, and the audience was screaming, "Take it off, more, more, more." You know, I was like 19 years old, 20 years old, and had no clue who these people were. I mean, these were the trailblazers of burlesque. Was it 1930 when Sally Rand appeared in the World's Fair, and Sally did a fan dance. She brought the gimmick to burlesque with her fans. So now every chorus girl was looking for a gimmick to make her a star. To do burlesque, you have to have first of all, a good sense of humor, because it's not about sex. It's making fun of sex. Creativity is very important. It's not like it's a play that you go into and it's written for you. You, out of your own mind, create a character, the costume, the punchline. It's almost like taking a joke and then working it through, and then the punchline, zap. I would be such a sex pot out there and working so sexual and then in the middle of this, like, oh, you know, stop and, you know, it's stuff like shtick, and that's burlesque is shtick. Last week I was at Coney Island, And I have the distinction of being the first and hopefully not the last burlesque legend to appear on stage in the theater at Coney Island.
We have a full burlesque show coming up, ladies and gentlemen, and Bambi will be performing. But I would love to have you show them what you showed me.
An apple over here, and an orange over here, and a coffee bean here. So you hit the apple.
Hit the apple.
You hit the orange. Hit the orange. And you grind the coffee. Grind the coffee. Making breakfast. Yeah, and if you want it for two, you do it again. Gracie, she was the last one I would ever dream would get into burlesque. I knew she was going to go, and if I wanted her to have the best, so I put some routines together, got the best agents, and she was going to be a dental hygienist, and she became the biggest star in Vegas.
My name is Gracie Morley, aka Bambi Jr. That's been fun. I wasn't the type to ever want to do that, but one day I just, I graduated high school, or I was on my way to graduating, what do I want to do? Because I like to have freedom. So I went to her and I said, Mom, I would like for you to teach me some things and, get me an agent, and I want to go on the road. And she just, you can't make it's not like it used to be.
But today, fast everything. It's, take it off, it's different.
Some force in society has made, this is what a woman is supposed to be, and that's it, And that is just the wrong attitude, because these burlesque girls, they come in all shapes or sizes, as you saw, yourself or your own eyes, and I think that it's a beautiful thing, because there's somebody for everyone, and not everybody wants to see a perfect portrait of a woman. That can be boring too. If everything's just perfect, you want to see a little flaw, a little something, And these women go out there, and I think it's a celebration of womanhood, to be able to celebrate and accept and love who you are. No matter if you have a little cellulite, or if you have big boobs, but they're down here right now, but you can still twirl the tassels.
I used to look up to Betty Grable and Rita Hayworth, and these gals, the neo gals, look up to us like we're their idols.
It's always so exciting. It's really an inspiring experience, and getting to talk to her backstage. She's like, we're the Sisterhood of the traveling G-string, she said. I'm like, that's adorable.
I mean, look at her. I don't really want to say to everyone, It's like, could she be any more inspirational for anything you do in life? I mean...
Well, I think when they see something like this, they realize anything's possible.
Burlesque is so new to this generation. They have no clue.
In the beginning, until they got to know us, it was almost like, oh my God, can you imagine? Like, she used to be a stripper. Watch out for our husbands here.
And they were looking at me like I had leprosy. So finally I decided, you know what? I'm going to show them. So I put it together, because these women, all such guarded lives, the backcountry of Greenwich.
She'll go in there and she'll put a boa around them, and then they start, doing their thing. Like, they do something that they probably always wanted to do their whole life and never was the right reason. Now it gives them a reason. She's got a heart of gold. She'll give the shirt off her back, and it's her time to shine. It keeps her alive. It keeps her happy. I mean, this woman has spent her life making people happy.
I've never felt so good. I get up in the morning and I turn my music on. That's how I get my exercise. I'm happy. Burlesque is just a wonderful thing.
I have to support that. And she's supported me in all my dreams. And she's been there for my children. I mean, we're just a really tight duo.